Throughout history, the fate of empires and civilizations rested on the edge of a blade. Power, dominance, survival. They were won and lost in the crucible of combat. From the icy mountains of Japan to the scorching deserts of Persia, warrior cultures rose and became legend. These are the top 5 ancient warrior cultures that ruled the battlefield. Long before the legions marched on Rome, even before the Persian immortals tasted battle, there were the Assyrians. Imagine, if you will, the ancient Near East, the cradle of civilization but also a cauldron of conflict. And into this arena stepped the Assyrians, wielding iron weapons in an age of bronze. They were the first to understand the true potential of iron, not just for swords and spears, but for siege weapons of terrifying power. Battering rams capable of pulverizing city gates, siege towers that dwarfed city walls. These were the hallmarks of the Assyrian war machine, but the Assyrians' true innovation was not just their technology, it was their mindset. They were the pioneers of total war. Conquest wasn't enough. The Assyrians sought to utterly crush their enemies, to break their spirit, to erase them from history. Cities didn't just fall to the Assyrians, they were systematically dismantled, their populations scattered to the winds. Monuments were defaced, libraries burned, entire populations deported to distant lands. The message was clear: defy Assyria and face annihilation. This was a calculated brutality designed to instill terror in the hearts of their enemies, and it worked. The very name Assyria became synonymous with fear and destruction, a warning whispered on the lips of kings from Egypt to Babylon. Their empire, forged in fire and blood, stretched from the Persian Gulf to the Nile River, a testament to the effectiveness of their ruthlessness. The Assyrians may be a distant memory in the grand tapestry of history, but their influence on warfare, on the very nature of empire, is undeniable. From the sun-baked plains of Mesopotamia, we travel west to the rugged mountains of Greece, a land where courage and martial prowess were not just admired, they were a way of life. And no people embodied this warrior spirit more than the Spartans. Sparta wasn't like the other Greek city-states. Athens had its philosophers, Corinth its merchants, but Sparta had only one true export: warriors. Spartan boys from the tender age of 7 were taken from their homes and thrust into the agoge, a brutal system of training designed to forge them into the ultimate fighting force. They endured harsh physical challenges, learned to survive on meager rations, and were instilled with an unwavering obedience to Spartan law and a fierce loyalty to their comrades. This wasn't just training, it was a complete immersion into a culture that valued strength, discipline, and self-sacrifice above all else. Spartan men lived for war, and if necessary, died for it without hesitation. Their courage was legendary, their discipline unmatched. They fought not as individuals, but as a single cohesive unit, their shields interlocked, their spears a bristling wall of death. And no battle showcased Spartan valor more than the Battle of Thermopylae. Facing the seemingly unstoppable might of the Persian Empire, a force that outnumbered them 10-1, 300 Spartans, led by King Leonidas, stood their ground. Though they ultimately fell, betrayed by a goat herder who revealed a secret path through the mountains, the Spartans' sacrifice became a symbol of courage and defiance against insurmountable odds. Their legend continues to inspire us today, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, courage, discipline, and unwavering commitment to a cause can make all the difference. Chapter 3. The Samurai Warriors of the Rising Sun. From the battlefields of ancient Greece, we journey eastward to the land of the rising sun, a land steeped in tradition, honor, and the way of the warrior. For centuries, Japan was shaped by the samurai, a warrior class bound by a strict code of conduct known as Bushido, the way of the warrior. The samurai dedicated their lives to mastering the art of swordsmanship, spending countless hours practicing their technique, honing their skills to a razor's edge. But Bushido demanded more than just martial prowess. A true samurai was expected to be well-versed in poetry, calligraphy, and the tea ceremony. They were expected to be cultured, refined, and to possess a deep sense of honor and loyalty. They were warriors, yes, but they were also artists, poets, and philosophers, men of action and contemplation. Their lives were a delicate dance between the physical and the spiritual, the brutal realities of war tempered by the pursuit of beauty and enlightenment. The samurai were more than just soldiers. They were the guardians of Japan's feudal order, serving their lords with unwavering loyalty. This unwavering loyalty, this willingness to face death without flinching, made the samurai one of the most feared and respected warrior classes in history. Their influence on Japanese culture is still felt today, their emphasis on discipline, honor, and self-sacrifice woven into the very fabric of Japanese society. Chapter 4: Roman Legionaries, the Iron Fist of an Empire. From the serene beauty of feudal Japan, we travel to the heart of the ancient world, to the bustling metropolis of Rome, a city that grew from humble beginnings to become the center of a vast empire. But Rome's success wasn't built on the backs of emperors or senators. It was built on the strength, discipline, and unwavering efficiency of its legions. Imagine, if you will, thousands upon thousands of men marching in perfect unison, their footsteps drumming a steady rhythm across the cobblestones. These were the Roman legionaries, the backbone of Rome's military might, and for centuries they were the most disciplined, organized, and feared fighting force in the world. These weren't just soldiers, they were engineers, builders, and problem solvers. They could build a fortified camp in a matter of hours, complete with roads, walls, and a hospital. They could divert rivers, construct bridges, and lay siege to cities with a level of organization and efficiency that astonished their enemies. The Roman legionary was a product of a system that prized order, discipline, and unwavering loyalty to Rome above all else. From the moment a recruit donned the uniform of a legionary, he ceased to be an individual and became part of something far greater than himself. He was a cog in a vast and efficient war machine, and his life, his very existence, was dedicated to the glory of Rome. The legions marched from the sun-baked deserts of North Africa to the fog-shrouded forests of Britannia, conquering and subjugating in the name of Rome. They built roads and aqueducts, established law and order, and spread Roman culture to the farthest reaches of the known world. The Roman legions may be long gone, but their legacy lives on in our language, our architecture, our legal system. Chapter 5: The Mongols, masters of the Eurasian steppe. From the heart of the Roman Empire, we journey eastward once more to the vast windswept steppes of Central Asia, home to nomadic tribes who for centuries lived and breathed the ways of war. But from these tribes emerged a force unlike any the world had ever seen, the Mongols, led by the brilliant and ruthless Genghis Khan. Imagine, if you will, a vast horde of horsemen sweeping across the plains, their banners snapping in the wind like the crack of thunder. These were the Mongols, the most mobile and adaptable warriors the world had ever seen. Born in the saddle, they were masters of mounted warfare, capable of covering vast distances at lightning speed. Their horses were their most prized possessions, their constant companions, and they rode them with a skill that bordered on the supernatural. The Mongol warrior was a master archer, capable of hitting a target the size of a man's head from horseback at full gallop. They were also skilled swordsmen, wielding curved sabers with deadly efficiency. But what truly set the Mongols apart was their adaptability. They were quick to adopt new technologies and tactics, incorporating siege weapons, gunpowder, and even naval warfare into their arsenal. Under Genghis Khan's leadership, the Mongols conquered more land in a single lifetime than the Romans had in centuries. Their empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, encompassing a staggering 1/6 of the Earth's landmass. Genghis Khan was a brilliant strategist and a ruthless leader. He understood that terror was a weapon, and he used it to devastating effect. Cities that resisted were sacked and burned, their populations slaughtered. The Mongols' impact on Eurasia was profound, opening up trade routes, facilitating cultural exchange, and spreading new technologies across their vast empire. Outro legacy of the warriors. These warrior cultures shaped our world through blood, steel, and legacy. They rose to dominance through discipline, strategy, and often sheer ruthlessness. Some built empires, others defended them. All earned respect, even fear, from their enemies. Which would you fear the most, or which would you become?